Alright guys, we are back with more Final Fantasy VII. This will be the last episode for tonight. I just wanted to finish this podcast, also I'm not feeling super tired, so I said, you know what, let's record one more episode. Yeah, we should also position ourselves to finish the game tomorrow as well. We're doing this episode. Yeah, Nicole Franzel, I think a 6.
Need a hand? Thanks.
I don't know if I can. Oh.
Well, I'm going to give her a 7.
Well. Yeah, I think 6, 7. That seems like that.
I'm done fighting.
That's that.
Really good at Big Brother. It's not in a manner that I like.
You okay?
I don't like it. I don't enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Where are
But
the
I
others?
have to admit that
Nowhere
she
close.
somehow,
Let's go.
over and over again, just continually plays the game in a way that just ingratiates herself with people, and they simultaneously want to include her, but yet also feel like, oh, she's so pathetic and she's such a wounded bird, like we'll just take her in.
What is it?
Like they're not at all worried about Nicole Franzel. I think the only person who's worried about Nicole Franzel is Janelle.
If we
But
flip
outside
that
of
switch, we can get to the other side.
You know, I feel like most people would probably
I may be able to
not
do
waste
that.
an HOH on her at this point. Ian seems to have
You
her
sure?
loyalties, and
Yes.
I mean, he's giving Franzel like his loyalties. She has the potential safety suite as something to save her if Janelle and Kaser win HOH. Even then, they may not target Nicole Franzel. Ian
Will this
has
do the trick?
told them that, hey, like, don't target Nicole Franzel. That's my ride or die. You guys have your ride or die. I have my ride or die. So, I just think that overall you cannot look at the situation without clear vision and see that the game field indicates that no one outside of Janelle possibly is going to come for Nicole Franzel next week. You know, overall, no one's going to
Need a
come
hand?
for it all.
For how long?
Wait, why do we still control Barrett? 100% it's a glitch, right? Oh, I know, it says Barrett there. Oh, wait, where the fuck? Wait, oh, there's Barrett. Okay, never mind, I'm an idiot. Where the fuck did Barrett come from?
Take the lead.
Guess it's my turn.
God, hurt.
You got this.
Taking over. Here we go.
Shit, it's like they're turning out monsters here.
Brace yourself.
okay?
center here.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I'm fine.
I
If
just
you say
imagine
so.
it. It's possible. So, you know.
None
Guess
of,
we're
none
out.
If I have anything to say about
What's
it.
the plan?
No one's putting the money
First,
again on my
we find
watch.
Tifa and Aaron. Then we
Funny
head
you
for the
mention
roof.
Enzo because I feel like for me,
Should be an elevator
Franzel is
somewhere.
also an
Didn't
8,
expect any of this, but
from
we
me.
just gotta
I
roll
was
with
very
it.
impressed
Come on,
with her this
let's go.
week. I think this is the best I've ever seen Franzel play. I think that she's only ever gotten better. The first week I was worried about how emotional she got. She was crying over Janelle, like, just breathing. This week, she heard that she was an option for a back door,
Here.
and she played it cool. Like, she was chill about it the whole week. And, like, that's not what I expected from Franzel. In fact,
we
she
only
did
got
something
one
I
of
really
these.
liked, which is that she, every time she talked about it with somebody, or somebody came up to them, she said, "Oh, you're like the 5th person to tell me this. I'm so happy that you brought it to me. It makes me so happy that people will tell me about these things." Which, like, implies, like, you'd better tell me things because other people tell me things, and if you don't tell me things, then I'm going to know that you didn't tell me things. But I'm also grateful that you told me things.
Yeah, exactly. That second part is the important part. Yeah, but I agree the first part is important. But, like, she wraps it up in a nice bow, even though it's, like, poison on the inside. Like, like, she's giving it to you as a present. Like, here, I'm giving this to you. And it looks nice on the outside, see, but you really see it. So,
Yeah,
Okay,
and
let's just do those.
I mean, she has, you know, with Janelle probably being the most likely person to go home next week, Janelle is the only person in the house that is not a fan of Franzel. Like Kaser doesn't like Franzel, like he thinks that she's dangerous, but he doesn't have like the personal disdain for Franzel that Janelle has. And then you like maybe Bailey and Devon has a little bit of like a desire to like be skeptical of Franzel, but like nothing to the extent of like Janelle putting Franzel's name out there all the time. And like those are all the people that are in the hit list. Like all of those people, they're the people who are least capable of doing anything about it. And if they all go home, Franzel's great with everyone left. She has reeled in Ian and is being protected by Ian. If anyone wants to get in good with Ian, they can't touch her. And he's saying like basically, I'll go after you if you take her out. If you take her out thinking you can reel me in, don't think about it because it's not going to happen. And he's willing to just be her parachute and be her protection and be her leverage. And I was very impressed, and I think she's in a good spot, and so I'm giving her an 8. The audience.
Or the audience too.
Still at a 6. They did not feel that her game this week was much of an improvement from last week.
Still, she went up 2 rating points. She was a 5 last week, and she went up to a 7 this week. So that made some people some money again. Stocks and off the back.
All right, let's finally talk about Tyler and Melissa. We'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's playing really well. I think that people really want to work with him, and they don't see. I mean, I'm not hearing his name really as like a next target or anything. I think if anything, Cody will be the one. And even if Tyler's up there with Cody, I think Cody would go over Tyler. I think more people want to
Well, we
work
might as well
with Tyler, more
just
people
equip
like Tyler. I
this,
think
right?
he does a great job. And even like that situation with Danny and
Fence
Jay,
goes
like,
down
I think he turned
now.
it around. And
I still think it's worth it.
came out on top. So I'm gonna give him a 7 as well.
All right, Brent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm looking at what breed of dog is that, Melissa?
A sheepadoodle.
Yeah, sorry, I knew that it was some sort of sheepdog. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
So adorable. But I'm also gonna give Tyler an adorable rating because I gave him a 5 last week, and I'm also gonna give him a 7 this week. I would like to give him an 8. He has proven to me that he is a really good Big Brother player once again. I'm sorry I doubted you, Tyler. Like he just has a way where people underestimate him, but yet they count on him.
I would
They
probably
feel
give
like they
Tyler a
depend on him.
7.
He's seen as less sneaky than other people in the house, and yet he is one of the sneakiest players there. It's like, did he watch Big Brother 20? Apparently not. Like, they really must have not seen what he did, the mind fucks he did to some of the people in Big Brother 20, because he's a master at that. But he's totally been underestimated so far. So, my God, like, what else do you want from a guy like this? I know that there's a little bit of consternation because, like, Danny trust him, and she thought she couldn't trust him, and then realized she could trust him, and then she went back. But I think the only person who came out of that feeling really not good was Tyler. Like, Tyler doesn't feel great about Danny. Danny thinks that she made up with Tyler and said, oh no, I really believe you now. Like, I didn't believe you before, but I believe you now. Like, I got it. Like, so I think she feels like they're all good. Everybody else, like, again, I wanted to give him an 8, but I do feel like there is a small window for him to go along.
All right.
Like, Cody
Now you're starting to impress me.
safety competition or some veto, and like, I'm not gonna like just hit him. I'm not gonna put Memphis. They're looking for a guy. It's probably gonna be Tyler. On the other hand, Tyler does have
We
the
got
safety
him.
suite, and there are a couple people who might pick him as a +1.
Yeah, keep it up,
and he has
yo.
the veto. That's a lot of ways to be safe if your name is Tyler. I don't see him going home. Like, Roger would probably hang himself if Tyler went home on week 3. So there's no way that's happening, honey. So it's a 7 for me. He's in it. I think he's in it for the long haul once again.
Yes, there are a couple of things that make me a little bit hesitant to give Tyler a higher rating. I can tell you
I can't hear
that
what you're
Tyler
I
got
think
an
there's
8
something over there.
from the audience
Oh, really?
this week.
It's that
Up
high.
2 from before, and the highest rating of
Now
the
it's
week,
my turn.
followed by Enzo. Tyler and Enzo were the 2 highest rated by the audience
So
by
let me
a
just
large margin.
Let me set the stage. So since the audience gave Tyler an 8, if you give Tyler an 8 or 9,
There's no control panel.
then
We don't have the
his
means to go
rating
this
would
way.
bump up from a 6 to an 8. But if you do not, if you give him a 7, then his rating will stay at a 7. So you have complete power here, Karen.
I can block people that invested in Tyler.
Apparently, yes.
But
Sure, that's a lot of that.
I'm pretty sure he was the most popular
Hello.
buy. I didn't actually
Cloud?
get the stats, but
Can you hear me?
that is not
You okay
how
in
we
there?
operate here. I value
What's
my
wrong?
my ratings
But
I know.
what do we do
more
now?
than anything else.
I don't set
And-
the stage for the people listening on the audio.
Yes.
Can you all
and
hear
so
me?
here's the thing. There are a couple of
Hojo.
reasons why I'm skeptical
So, tell me,
Tyler.
how
And
are you
the
finding
reasons
Midgard?
are
You know Phil's
one,
most
he could
advanced
go home and
technology
take it as
in
a realm of
Midgard,
possibility
if not
that if
the
they go
entire
after Tyler,
world.
or go after Cody, Tyler
should
ends up on the
feel
block
honored
next
to
to
see
him,
it
something along
firsthand.
those lines. Maybe it's Cody's safe,
You'll
maybe Tyler's
also
the
have
backup.
the opportunity
Tyler
to
could
take
go
part in a rather ambitious experiment of mine.
Number 2,
What?
he's very invested in David.
When all the pieces
And
are
I
in
think David
place,
is
I
more
will open
invested
the
in
door to
Devon
the third
and Bailey
ward.
than he is Tyler.
Perhaps you
I
can
had a
help
we
me
talked
with
on my Twitch
necessary
stream about Tyler,
preparations.
and he said that he felt like
Given
Tyler
that
would
you're
be more
already in
loyal to
perfect
David
position to do
than
so.
to Bailey. Sorry, that
I
David
look
would be
forward
more
to
loyal to
dating both
Tyler than
invaluable
Bailey and
and
Devon.
instrumental.
But I do
Necessary
not feel that way. I
preparation.
think that David
What
is
the
going
hell
to be
is this
more loyal
asshole
to them
talking
than
about?
to Tyler, and I think that him outing them before the Alliance was part of.
I'm afraid not. If I know Hojo,
That said,
he won't let us out until we indulge
he's
his
not the top
request
target.
for data.
His relationship with Christmas is
got something about a
extremely
war,
valuable.
right?
He played this
pretty
week
sure I saw a door
extremely
you
well.
wanna
In a house of people who
You wanna
played it
check it
very
out?
poorly, Tyler has shown just how skilled he is at this game, and I just have a lot of faith in him moving forward that he can get out of the situations that he gets put in.
Thanks.
And
We will.
I do feel like of everyone there, he has the
Roger
most
that.
amount of just raw ability to do well. And so,
I agree.
with that
Hey,
in mind,
you think
I
Cloud's
did give
doing
him
okay?
an 8
He's
out of
been
10.
acting really weird
So
lately.
Tyler will
More
be
than
getting
usual.
that 8.
True. But it's Cloud.
And I
I'm sure he'll be
I feel
fine.
confident about his,
But what
his
about you,
position moving
Tifa?
forward. I do
How are
think
you
he
all doing?
is.
Huh?
I think he's probably the best player in that house.
I'm fine.
Although, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
By the way, just thinking about like Cody and Tyler, and I realized Cody was right? This is such a deep pull, but someone was reminding me this on Twitter, like, how lucky were we in Big Brother Canada 5 that
I guess
Karen
this has to be
won
the third
HOH
ward,
and put,
right?
like, 2
Think
big
so.
alpha males
But
right
it
up
looks
on
like the
the
door's
block.
locked.
Got
There
rid
has
of
to
one
be
of them
something we
right
can
away,
do.
like 2
Let's
big
look around.
alpha white
Gotcha.
guys gone right away at the beginning of Big Brother, but no such
Oh,
luck
nominated.
in Big Brother 22, and I wish someone would have the balls to like put Cody and Tyler up on the block. But with our luck, honestly, Cody wins safety and chooses Tyler or something, and then Memphis is obviously not going to be Janie's target. So
Look! Now
maybe
they can
that's
get
how
across
Francis
too.
and Danny end up going on. I don't even know what would happen if that happened, but I'm like,
We should let
like,
Cloud
every
know.
time I thought Tyler was gonna get caught in Big Brother 20, he never did. So I'm not falling for. I'm like with Franz on other people. Like I'm not falling for that again. Like he's not gonna get caught this time. I feel like he's gonna continue to do the Tyler thing, and you know I don't personally care for him, but he plays a good game.
All right, so that is the stock watch for the week. I do have some other questions while we hopefully get the leaderboard to update to check in on how
Cloud,
everyone is
can
doing.
you hear me? We found the door to that
I
ward
asked
he
you
was
guys to
talking
rate
about,
the
but it's locked and we can't
episodes
get it
of Big Brother
open.
22
Who's the
this
biggest
week.
game?
You gave the episodes a 6.5
About those
out of 10.
preparations
Tyler.
Hojo mentioned
3-point
before.
increase from the 6.2
Oh,
last
16.
I think we're supposed to
so you
do
felt like the
something with
episodes
that.
were better, which I agree with. The premiere was not super great,
We were
but the
fiddling with
episodes
some
since
sort
then
of
have been
control panel.
slightly better.
Do you see a way to get across
So I
now?
should be towards the top.
I asked you guys to rate
Now the question is how
threes
many other
this week.
people are
Last
in
week it was a
that.
6.9. This week
Because
it's
I
a
went all in on
7.2,
Tyler.
All right.
another 3-point
We'll make our way to the central
increase.
terminal.
I agree. Have also been
Sit
better
tight
this
until you
week.
hear from
Very
us.
exciting, very crazy. Harder to follow.
The hell
harder
kind
to
of
cover,
research is
but
this?
that's fine. It's
The
been fun.
cataclysm that came from the
And
stars.
then asking you to rate the
Genova.
season as a whole so
Hojo
far.
has devoted
Last
half
week
of his
was
life to
a
her study.
7.3.
I don't give a shit about any
This
of
week,
that.
a 7.0.
The experiments in this
Which is weird
facility
because
involve the enhancement
the
of
episodes
life
went up 3
forms and
points, the
machines
feeds
to
went up
the
3 points,
application
the season as a
of
whole went
Genova
down 3
biological
I
data.
think because they see the writing on the wall, I feel like
Hojo's
people are
plan is to
starting
pit his
see, like,
subjects against
oh,
us,
okay, so
thereby
we're gonna end up
facilitating
with,
their
like,
growth.
what, a
So this asshole thinks he can treat us
Tyler,
like his
Enzo,
experiments.
Nicole,
I know
Final
what
Lord,
fate awaits these
Christmas,
creations.
Final Five.
Yeah.
Let us put them out of their misery.
That's not exciting.
No, not excited.
I had you guys
First
rank
find a passage
rank the
to the
players
center.
from your favorite player. And I need to quickly
Gotta love it.
thing. Of course, Janelle. Okay, sir. Burn.
Now's our chance.
Let's do this.
Are you fucking serious? Did we really just not shoot the enemy? How's Christmas that night?
Suck on this.
She's now right below Cody, I think, in 10th place.
Off I go.
Then David after Christmas, and then Nicole Anthony. Fourth from last, still not quite all the way down.
There's
Very,
no control
very
panel.
far fall
We don't have the
race.
means to go this way.
Favorite, fan favorite last year, now in 12th place overall. Nicole Franzel is then third from last. Memphis Garrett, second from last, and Kevin Campbell in the very bottom of the list.
Miss Anita Vito, Miss Anita Popularity. That's what you need.
Yeah, that's bad.
Rough stuff. All right. So I asked strategically, who should Memphis have targeted this week for his game as HOH? Who should he have targeted this week? What are you guys' opinions? He couldn't target Christmas, Ian, or himself. Who should have been his target?
I think that the internet is going to say, is that what we're trying to predict? What
Give me your answer. What was his best target?
What was his best target?
I'm probably Ian.
Hard. I don't know.
he should have told Christmas ahead of time, don't save Ian, and then targeted Ian. That's what he should have done.
Yeah, like he should have been more open about what he wanted to do, and then that way he wouldn't be put in this situation.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like, I feel like his nominations as they stand are probably pretty good. Like, he didn't want to target anybody, obviously, in his alliance. He didn't want to do the dirty work for the house and target Janelle and Kaser. Janelle and Kaser leaving them in the game creates more instability in the house, and, you know, even though he's a bit of a prick, like, leaves him on the inside of the onion, so to speak, for people not to look at, so...
Yeah, I think the only other person would have been Kevin, just because Kevin is, like, against Janelle and Kaser.
Maybe Kevin. I forgot about that. Kevin was anti-Elvis, wasn't he?
I think that would make sense to try and target Kevin, because, like, what does he do to benefit his game? If anything, he's just, like, spreading rumors, so...
Yeah. Alright. So, David was the top answer, followed by Kevin, and then Nicole Franzel. Those are the top three.
Yeah, I feel like that's partly, though, like the internet is judging it from the way things are now. Like, if you go back in time to when, you know, Memphis first made his picks, I don't think anybody would have said getting David out was, like,
Yeah, because I don't think David was after.
Like, we're looking at it after the fact, where, like, you know, David is in the diary room coming from Memphis, and David is talking to people saying, you know, obviously I'm coming from Memphis. Like, that's not how it was before, so he actually nominated him.
Yeah.
One for each war.
Alright, I asked 2 weeks in, how do you feel about the safety suite twist? Last week it was a 67 out of 100.
Transfusion procedure complete. Commencing test of augmented research specimen.
Pretty high in terms of twists. This week it has passed into the passing grades, 74 out of 100.
And I agree.
Tell them
Feeling
to
better
be
about it.
careful.
Yeah, I think that this is definitely one of their best twists they've done in a while. I think that, like, I believe you talked about it on an update,
Transfusion
but it's
procedure
like,
complete.
You know, it still gives
Commencing
you
test of
an
augmented
chance.
research
It
specimen.
doesn't give you some crazy power, and in the beginning of the game, it doesn't really affect the game that much to just have two people be safe. Like, I mean, yes, obviously it impacted the game, but, like, there are other targets at the beginning of the game. There aren't just one or two targets. Like, you can pick somebody else to get out.
Transfusion
And, like,
procedure
and honestly,
complete.
so
Well, can only
far,
one be open at a time,
Commencing test of
or
augmented
can
research
they all
specimen.
the, like, fan favorites at this point, so everyone's cool with it. So, I don't know. I mean, obviously, if, like, Janelle or Chaser wins the
Oh,
HOH
yeah,
next
only
week,
one
and
can be
then
on
Cody
at a time.
and whoever else are safe, or Cody and Nicole Franzel or whatever,
So what
and
are
it's
the
like, okay,
next
well,
two?
now Janelle and Chaser have to pick somebody else, then maybe people aren't going to be so happy about it. But, you know, in terms of twists, if we have to have a twist, like, no one got out on the first episode, like, no one got just, like, immediately
3.
rooted, which I was afraid of. Like, there wasn't some crazy, like, teams twist or anything like that, or, you know, battle of the block or anything like that. So, I think overall, the grand scheme of things, it's a great twist.
There you go. The audience was polled, who do you want to be evicted this week? 65% said Nicole Anthony.
Yeah, either one of them could go, honestly.
Transfusion procedure complete.
Both go. Get them out.
And
Commencing
I can't
test of
believe I'm
augmented
saying that
research
about
specimen.
really, like, look, I mean, she's a sweet girl, and, you know, if she actually stayed this week, you know, look, I think the odds of her getting HOH and targeting Janelle and Kaser herself are pretty low, so she could probably turn it around, popularity-wise.
Tifa, you there?
Naturally.
We accessed the central terminal. The door should be unlocked now.
Alliance, I think her popularity will come back up, but as things stand, like, I'm happy to see it.
Alright, and then finally, who do you want to win HOH next week? Unsurprisingly, 50% say Janelle, 22% say Kaser, and then Tyler next with 6%. So, Janelle or Kaser
We will.
HOH is
God,
what
See you in a
is
bit.
desired.
That would be so amazing.
Yes. So, I think the leaderboard for the Stockwatch at the moment is a little glitched. I see this one person with $400 at the top, which is $100 more than anyone else. I'm pretty sure that's not possible.
That can't be right.
But, despite that, we will work on those bugs. I can tell you that I am tied for 47th place. I went in on Enzo. Brent is tied for 109th place.
Oh!
Who Brent went in on Tyler.
I did. Can you believe it?
Really? Enzo had a bigger.
Is in 601st place.
I thought I was doing it right. What the heck?
What'd you do?
I bought Christmas and Tyler.
Christmas and Tyler, yes, is what Melissa bought.
What's the problem with that? I thought I was doing a good thing.
Christmas
Well,
didn't
and
go
they
as high
both
as
made
Tyler
money.
did.
They both made money.
Yeah.
Look,
Can't
Melissa,
afford to lose focus.
you are 201
Bring it.
over 4,500.
That's awesome. I feel so much better after hearing that.
I thought it was like, I was literally 600 out of 1,000.
Me too. Like I thought maybe like 800, because like
Yeah.
That's
we've
the
done
way
this
to
like
do
in
it.
the first season or so that we did this. There was like not as
The
many.
Big
Let's see
Brother
where I
Canada
am.
was like, nobody was playing, and so it was just like a few, well, I mean, not nobody, but
Right.
not 4,500.
Not 4,500. No, I will say too. I had some friends who actually texted me and they were like, "So, how do you play the stock watch?" Like they actually thought like you could make money off of this, and I'm like, "No, it's like
Like, no
literally like
money.
it's RHAP
Just fun.
bucks. Yeah,
Yeah.
just for pride." They're like, "Oh, too bad." I'm like,
Yeah, and just to be clear, this might be because there's clearly some problem with the leaderboard. There might be others as well.
Yeah, so that's how. So
don't
going
take it
all in
as
on
a- as
Enzo
gospel
plus
quite yet,
also
but,
using
but in
some
general,
money
we
to
all
get
did pretty
Tyler.
well overall.
That's how I do
Everyone's
it.
trying to see. Y'all are on the site. Like, go back in a couple hours when nobody's.
Yeah, let us
Yeah,
check
let's see
first.
what I-
Yeah. By the way, somebody out there said, like, can you explain the stopwatch? I mean, this is how it happens. Like, we gave ratings last week to start the game, so to speak. It's a game, and everyone chose to buy stocks. They didn't have to buy stocks, but they chose to buy stocks with their fake RHAP money that everyone gets. Anybody can play, and anybody can start playing right now. Like, if you wanted to start playing right now, you could. You can log in through a Twitch account, a Facebook account, I think a Google
I
account. Like, there's a
remember
bunch of different
100 and
Twitch
tied
accounts,
for
a bunch
number
of ways you can
107.
go through
Going
and
all
log
in on
in, and
Tyler.
once you start your account, you'll be given 200 free, RHAP bucks to spend how you
Yeah, how
want,
many
and then you
again?
can, like, once the market opens, probably right after. I'm guessing it's
Yeah.
open right now. Yes, or
I think we're gonna end
soon
here.
after it's open.
We might need some time to fix some things.
So between tonight, when the market opens, and right before the show on Thursday, you can buy and sell
Let's save.
stocks.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and
choose what
see
you
on
want to do,
tomorrow.
and you can check the
I'm tired
projections on
this
the
one.
site. Like, the site will tell you.
I want to see. What should I
who
do?
made more money? Like, for
moving
instance,
forward,
Enzo,
though?
I think, made more money than Tyler, even though Enzo went from a 7 to an 8, and Tyler went from a 6 to an 8. Enzo made more money because the way...
Maybe like 2%.
Yeah, I agree, but
Yeah.
still a little bit. The way that the stock watch is designed is to reward players who consistently play well, and since Enzo had a
I think I might have to sell all
good
my
rating before this
Tyler
week,
stock
and
for
continues to have an
Enzo.
even better rating this week. He went up just a little bit more than Tyler, who
Yeah.
obviously improved from a 6
It's
to
like
an 8.
Enzo
So
makes
that's
over
basically just look
$1
at the
even if he
projections.
drops down to
The
7.
projections will help you out, and sometimes it doesn't make sense, but you just have to consider the tenet of the stock watch, which is good players
feel like everyone
get rewarded
else is just
well
too-
for playing well consistently, and the converse is true, that bad players get penalized for playing bad consistently. So watch out for that.
Yes, and the formula, it tries to emulate a market, so it will take into account the history of a player as well. It's not that often that you see weird situations where like a 6 to an 8 is 2% less than a 7 to an 8. But
Or should I just stick with
for
Tyler?
the most part, it should make sense. That was like
He goes up
unfortunate,
by over. I mean, he pretty much goes up by the same
happened at the
amount as
start of the
Enzo,
season.
even if he
But,
gets 7.
in general,
I'm
But
okay
then
with
I
it.
feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Enzo's more secure, but then I get less of Enzo then.
We try to make it as simple as possible. That's why we put so much effort into the site, so that it's
Oh.
it's very easy to buy.
I think I'll
sell,
take over
and you
it
can
for
see
a little bit.
exactly where people will be based on the ratings
I
and all
won't
that.
be
So
opposed to just sticking
hopefully you guys have
with,
some fun with it.
Enzo.
And
Or with Tyler.
I think that's what we have here.
Yeah.
Also, of course, if you want
tomorrow
more
we'll wrap up the
explanation
game.
about the stopwatch, or you need more tips or tricks
I'm
or
tired.
anything,
Only got a minute left this podcast left,
Twitch,
so.
Twitch.tv/Taron Armstrong. Before
Yeah, we're done.
somewhere before the episode airs, where I will give my advice on who to buy and sell. I will give you my thoughts on how I think I will rate people the following week, based on my own thoughts
Thank
about
you
the
for watching.
He also gives his thoughts and shades